The heat has landed in fucking New Jersey. It's hot today. It was fucking hot yesterday. And tomorrow they're telling you not even to leave the fucking house. I'm getting up Thursday morning and I'm shooting right to the pool and I'm just going to sit in there all fucking day. When you see me next week, I'll be brown as, I don't know, one of those Cubans without the SPF. Anyway, it's a great fucking week. I got a great show tonight at Uncle Vinny's. I got a show next Wednesday. I'm excited. I got to be honest with you guys. It's really weird how I've been getting into comedy again. Like I ordered stand-up comedy, the book. You know, it's just really weird. Like I loved creating. I loved the beginning of doing stand-up comedy. I love after you shoot a special, searching for material. Like, you know, you'll do like 10 shows before fucking anything will come to you. And then when it does come, you're like, good, now I got something to write off. And then you struggle and keep writing and keep writing. Just the whole thing about stand-up I've always loved. Guys, I don't know nothing about nothing. I mean, I don't know anything about anything. Politics, the world, why the Russians are fighting. I don't give a fuck. When I got into comedy, I studied comedy inside and out. One thing about me is, man, I like to get into shit. I'm a geek about it. Like, I want the nuts and bolts. I want all the exercises I need. I mean, this is why my jiu-jitsu is working now, because I'm not on the road. I'm scattered. I'm at home. I'm controlled. You know, I do breath work. I do a little bit of everything, but nobody really knows how hard I worked to be a comic, a decent comic. And I still think I fucking have a ton of holes in my game after 30 years. But I'm going to tell you something. It takes 20 years to really give yourself a shot at stand-up. Like, I remember walking in the main room one night when I first got to the store. And, you know, I was a bombing machine then, and I didn't know how long my career would last at the Comedy Store. And I remember walking into the main room one night. It was like a quiet, ho-hum night, like maybe a Thursday, maybe 150 people in the audience. But Mitzi Shore was in one of the booths. And I saw that she was in there. I tried to get out before she could see me. And she goes, "Fat baby, come here and sit next to me." And I sat next to her and I watched Paul Rodriguez for about 7 minutes. And he was just destroying effortlessly. Like effortlessly, he was just destroying. And before I could say something to her, she looked at me, Mitzi Shore, and she goes, "That's what 20 years of comedy is." At the time, I was doing comedy maybe like 11 years, and I was thinking of fucking quitting already. I was like, I'm not going to do this. I'd rather be a criminal. But when she said that to me, I'm like, well, if that's what I'm going to be in 9 more years, I might as well stick it out for 9 more fucking years, right? What do I got to lose? I've already put 11 in this fucking thing, and I've gotten nowhere. What's another 9? And that statement fucking changed my world when she said that to me, because it made me, like, I started looking at sets as opportunities. Like, every time you get a set, like, I never really, like, I came from a place in Denver where you had anywhere from 10 to 14 sets a month. Like, the highest amount of sets I did in all those years in Boulder was 16. And that's if I went to all the open mics at the Denver Comedy Works. I got like 2 guest spots, and I just did all the rooms around town. So I understood that a set from having in a small market, that you had to make the most of your sets. You know, when you could do 20 sets in a week, you don't give a fuck about them. But when all you got is 5 sets a week, you fucking start working a little harder on them, and you start going, you know what? They have to work. I have to try this. On this, I would do sets and not curse. I tried everything, guys. I tried everything for as long as I could. If there's an exercise in stand-up comedy, I fucking did it. And it paid off. And the most important thing about stand-up comedy is taking chances. Yes, you have to write, but you also have to love taking chances. And the more chances you start taking, they'll fail. But the more you start taking chances, the better you become as a comic. Same thing with jiu-jitsu. I go to jiu-jitsu now and I train on the bottom, and I train to control or break his posture. That's it. Because by breaking his posture, then you get the openings. That's why I always say, I was on my white belt podcast last week, and I always said jiu-jitsu is an art like stand-up comedy. It keeps growing, it keeps improving, and it keeps changing. So it's a living, breathing fucking art. Enough. You can't read and research enough of stand-up. The only way by getting out there is by getting out there. It's the only problem with stand-up. Just like jiu-jitsu. You cannot do stand-up against a fucking mirror. You get, this is me. What happens when a guy walks in a bar? That's not going to work with a mirror. You can't do jiu-jitsu by yourself. You got to show up. And same thing with a musician. But you can practice by yourself as a musician. But that live experience, you want people in front of you to see. Stage presence, you got to work at all this shit. So when you're working on your stand-up career, guys, I really listen, Joe Rogan is an intelligent man, never been arrested, never had a problem with the law. Just, he digs me. He doesn't dig me because I'm funny, doesn't dig me because I'm popular. Me and him built a bond from working stand-up. Our bond is not smoking weed like you people think or doing podcasts. Our bond is stand-up. He knows the respect I have for stand-up. I was a criminal all my life. I'm not a criminal when it comes to stand-up. I do everything by the book, and I fucking love it, and I don't mind. Listen, the best thing is being down. I love being down. Like right now, I'm down. I'm not doing theaters, and I don't want to do any of that shit. I just want to fall in love with the simple routine of getting on stage and having a great time and going home. That's it. I don't want to get to the most fun I had doing stand-up was when I was broke. But anyway, enough with comedy in my world. I got a guest today. His name is Eric Rocha. I love this fucking guy with all my heart. I met him in L.A. like 3 or 4 years ago, and we've been friends, and I've watched his comedy career grow, and it's been a fucking pleasure for me. He's my best friend in the gay community. I love him to death. We laugh all the time. We talk at night. He tells me stories of coming on feet and shit, and I love them all. Anyway, listen, we'll be back to read the sponsors afterward, but that's it. I'll see you motherfuckers Monday morning. It's a long podcast. I don't want to take your time. Have a great weekend. I'll see you guys tonight at Uncle Vinny's. If not, I'll see you all Monday morning. Stay black. I love you motherfuckers. Enjoy Eric Rocha. We had a good time.